Welcome to part 32 of the 2018 NFL Draft in Review. Today we will be looking at the 2018 San Francisco 49ers draft class. This, of course, will be the last video of the series, and once we're done with this, we will probably move along to some of the 2023 free agency things in the lead up to the 2023 NFL Draft. So, the first pick that the 49ers made was offensive tackle Mike McGlinchey, who they have, I believe, since traded or otherwise allowed to go to the Broncos. Yeah, they didn't bring him back. 5-year deal to the Broncos. So, in essence, McGlinchey's pretty much been a career starter, starting all games that he has played through his career, though he has missed a couple due to injuries and such things like that. One thing I did notice when I looked for a bit deeper of a stat line was that he did give up 6 sacks last year, which isn't really a good thing for a player who's playing offensive tackle. But we'll go over here to a little bit of a breakdown, see what he is good at. So, here we go.
The Denver Broncos signed right tackle Mike McGlinchey, who in my opinion is a top 10 right tackle in the NFL, and he is easily the best run blocker among all NFL tackles. The guy has rare special ability when it comes to run blocking. Yes, he needs to get better in his pass pro. We'll talk about all that towards the end of this video. I'm fired up to do this one. Let's get right into it. Alrighty guys, let's go ahead and jump into this 68-yard run by Christian McCaffrey. Keep in mind this is an outside zone to the opposite side of Mike McGlinchey, but in my opinion, this play right here sums up why the Denver Broncos want this guy. Remember, the Denver Broncos are going to run a lot of outside and inside zone plays. So, for example, on this play, got an outside zone to the left, which means McGlinchey has to reach here to the inside of this defensive lineman that's lined up in the 3 technique. This is a pivotal block because if McGlinchey doesn't make this block, that guy could blow this play up from the backside. But McGlinchey does a fantastic job being able to cut him off. So you see right there, McGlinchey's able to cut the guy off. And that, to me, is a really solid block. It's a big part of why this play ends up hitting. Now, obviously, on the front side, they do a great job as well. But a big part of playing offensive tackle is backside blocking. You got to be able to cut off your defender, whoever it is on the backside. So if you don't cut this guy off, you can easily jump the gap and blow the play up. So to me, this is a really, really nice play by the right tackle. Keep in mind, backside blocking is one little part of so many different type of blocks that tackles make. Let's go ahead and get into the next rep. You got a power run here. McGlinchey has a down block on the 3 technique defensive tackle. What I want you guys to watch within this play is how much McGlinchey moves the defensive tackle. He's going to make contact with this guy and absolutely crush him downwards, and that opens up a pretty nice lane for Davis Price, the running back. Beautiful job in my opinion. As McGlinchey gets out of his stance, he's going to do a great job making nice contact. Helmet lands on the correct side as well. And from there, he just crushes this defensive lineman down. And you see that he moves this guy about 2 to 3 yards downwards. That's a really nice job creating a massive lane for the running back here to hit. Beautiful job in my opinion. McGlinchey, again, is one of the best run blockers at that tackle position. And there's just a lot of these type of examples where he's crushing people over and over and over again. McGlinchey is just dominating people, opening up massive lanes, moving people out of the gap. Touchdown runs, non-touchdown runs, right? McGlinchey, in my opinion, is a great pickup for the Denver Broncos. And we'll get into his pass blocking in just a second because there are some issues there, right? You're signing McGlinchey with the hopes that he gets better in his pass blocking, but you also understand paying him the contract that you're paying him, you're getting the best run blocking tackle in the NFL. And that is McGlinchey. Power runs, outside, inside zones, dual concepts, whatever it may be, the guy crushes people. Let's go ahead and get into the next rep. Check this rep out. You got a 14-yard touchdown run. McGlinchey does a great job being able to hold on and have that grip strength to stop the defensive lineman, to make contact here with 93 and hold him long enough for the running back to be able to take this to the outside. This is a really, really nice shot to show off that strength, right? Be able to make contact, give your running back the outside lane. Beautiful job by Mike McGlinchey on this play. Let's go ahead and get into the next rep. Got another really nice block. He's going to double team here with the right guard. And from there, he's going to get up to the backside linebacker, get a couple of guys to come around and lead, and the running back's going to pick up 10 yards. But a big part of the running back being able to get those 10 yards is going to be the double team block by McGlinchey at the initial point of attack, right there on the defensive tackle, getting this guy turned to the right, and then getting up to that backside linebacker and cutting him off as well. So really, really nice job right there by McGlinchey. Make contact with the first guy, get up to the second guy, and drive him back 5 yards to allow your running back to pick up a really nice amount of yards.
I could see this. It was working out pretty well for the Broncos. McGlinchey, as you can see, is a very good run blocker, and Denver definitely needs that. They really haven't been able to run the ball with the sort of authority that I think that they would prefer to have, considering the line of running backs that has gone through over the last couple of years. The pass blocking, though, could be a problem because like I said, he gave up 6 sacks last year. Russell Wilson is a quarterback that has taken a lot of hits in his time. I think the, frankly, inevitable injury that entailed was part of why he didn't do very well last year. His confidence got shaken by the fact that he finally had to miss time because of an offensive line that couldn't protect him when he was back in Seattle. So I would hope that McGlinchey improves in the pass blocking, because you just cannot let Russell Wilson keep getting crushed off the edge every other play. That's just not going to work. So we'll see how this goes. It could be a good signing by the Broncos. Could be an overpayment, though, if Russell Wilson keeps getting slammed. So next up, the 49ers selected wide receiver Dante Pettis. And Pettis, I figured would be pretty good, but unfortunately he didn't really pan out. He's had a couple really brief, flashy moments in the NFL, but he never really seems to establish himself beyond that. The 49ers obviously got better receivers and moved on. The Giants never really used him very much, and the Bears are using him more, but he's still failing to establish himself as a legitimate top option with a team that doesn't really have any top options. So this one was kind of an overreach. The other receiver they drafted in this class was a better player, but the one they also let go. Next, we have linebacker Fred Warner, and this is another one of the linebackers that he's been one of the best in the league since the day he walked in the building. 118 plus tackles every season of his career, has virtually never missed time. He's good enough at getting his hands up in pass defense, forces a good amount of fumbles, recovers a good amount of fumbles, gets a couple sacks every now and again. It's one of those all-around middle linebackers, and I usually really like these guys. So we'll come over here, take a little bit at Fred Warner from the 2022 season, which is arguably his best year. So
that's a foul.
Thanks, Terry. Officially a sack. It's 3rd and 14. Wilson throws it through a lot of traffic, incomplete. Fred Warner was there. Javonte Williams wasn't going to go anywhere. Wilson just will swing it out to Javonte Williams, and they are all over.
There we see the problems with the Broncos offense under Nathaniel Hackett.
Second down and 10. Foreman
solid ankle tackle there.
Fred Warner, 9 minutes to play in this first half. Moore, the motion man. Mayfield looked that way. He'll go to the other side. And the ball
real good instincts there, seeing that the quarterback may very well go to the running back, trying to get away from the rush.
San Francisco defense goes on IR with a high ankle sprain. First down run, McCaffrey is buried. Fred Warner, no gain. He's in last in the NFL today, 2 out of 9. 3rd and 10, Mayfield the roll, Mayfield the run. And the slide just inside the 20.
Charvarius Ward is back in for the Niners. Hand it off, and that's going to go nowhere to Malcolm Brown. He's the bigger back. Still in at running back. Gives it to him. Oh, what a hit. Fred Warner. Oh, my goodness.
We got their 3 rushers down here, right? Watch, somebody's going to twist. Somebody's going to stunt around. Test this front.
And they're going to blitz. Pressure coming. Stafford is dropped. Fred Warner.
Fred Warner, here's the twist. Big, big, big twist. You know it's coming. We've pointed out a few times. It's just really hard to pick up. They're so explosive and fast up front. Just can't quite get there. Bobby Evans.
He's got time. Loading up. Throws. Knocked away.
Gibson over at the sideline being looked at. 3rd and 8. Herbert flushed, chased, gets rid of it. Incomplete.
Good pressure on a quarterback. It's hard
the
to
other guy with
do that with.
Who always makes the big play for the Niners. Chargers mega drive here. Been in it all night. It's got to be up to Herbert. Fires complete to the 27-yard line. Down a tight end as well.
Yeah, I can see why he is regarded as one of the best linebackers in the league. He's got almost a safety-like instinct for reaching the ball carrier, which is something that I love to see in safeties, and I love it even more in linebackers, because when a linebacker can do that, your defense basically has an extra defensive back on the field that is valuable no matter where he shifts. So, very good player to have. They should continue to have, because I don't see the 49ers cheaping out on this guy. They'll keep him around. So next we have Tarvarius Moore, and I kind of figured that this guy could have really developed into something, but he never really did. He's just kind of been a reasonably solid backup safety sort of player. So it's really just dependent on where they want to play him. They don't really seem to want to play him too much after he missed the 2021 season. So, like I said, this is just really a depth selection. I don't really see too much chance that he could really develop into a starter from here. So, next we have defensive end Kentavious Street. And about the only time I've ever heard this guy's name was when some Saints fan was hyping him to me. And, I mean, really, this is what you're going to hype up: 29 tackles, 3.5 sacks. Don't even think he's actually with the team anymore. Yeah, he was picked up by the Eagles, so he might end up starting this season. You know, I'm not saying he won't be a potential starter, because the Eagles have been decimated on defense by the free agency period. So he could be a starter this year, might have a bit of a breakout season, but beyond that, I don't really expect too much. And frankly, if you're going to be playing interior D-line or whatever you're doing, you got to do better in tackles for loss. 6 or less is not exactly adequate for interior defensive line play in my eyes. So then we have the kind of surprising starter of the bunch, 5th-round cornerback DJ Reed. And this is one of the ones that the 49ers actually probably should have kept around in some capacity. You know, he has started the majority share of games through the last 3 seasons, and he's done modestly well for himself. Not too great in interceptions, does well in deflecting the ball, and puts up a surprising amount of tackles for a cornerback, though that does sometimes make me a little leery. You know, are you making tackles because you know how to get to the ball carrier, or are you making tackles because you can't stop people from catching the ball? But we'll go over here and probably see just which of those 2 options it is. So, here we go.
Mike Davis in at running back.
Jackson over the middle, and it's incomplete. Intended for the rookie Isaiah Likely, and DJ Reed got a hand on it.
It's all those little things that have to go well when you have this light rain.
3rd down and 6. Jackson on the slant has the first down, but the ball comes out. And are they going to say, yes, incomplete?
That probably is the catch. I'm not discrediting the big hit because I like the hit.
Looking
Solid
at his
hit.
right hip, according to Michael Grady. As the Ravens pick up the first down with Davis. Lost the football. Pops out. No signal yet.
I'm amused by how much of this is against the Ravens.
And there's a scrum for the football. John Harbaugh is right in front, signaling the Ravens have it. At first glance, it did look like Baltimore had it, and they do.
Aggressive move right at the tail end of the play. Kind of puts his head down. He's going to run through the 2 defenders. He's already switched the ball away from the defenders. But that coming up there is DJ Reed. And he's only 5'9", so DJ Reed is able to get just as low as Mike Davis, who's 5'9", and gets his helmet on the football.
Michael Clemens, the rookie, sacked twice today. 3rd down and 6. Jackson looking deep down the sideline. Intercepted. Great catch by DJ Reed.
That is a good interception. That is just beating the receiver, even if it's only against the Ravens guys.
Kind of tried to feather it in there, and once he tried to do that, you see
Bit of
the
an
receiver
underthrow by
defensive
Lamar
back
Jackson.
slowing
Poor
down
decision
to see who's gonna
overall.
Be able to make the play, and he underthrew that ball probably by about 7 or 8 yards at minimum.
You can certainly see a screen here. Spiro try to get it to Mari Cooper in space.
Brissett, quick strike, near side, and what a pop. DJ Reed with a smack. Hunt, beautiful block by Njoku, but the Jets keep coming. Mosley, also DJ Reed was there.
A Brett Maher 50-yard field goal to win it for the Cowboys. 2nd and goal. Burrow will take a shot. Back of the end zone. Higgins, the toe tap.
Official's going to confer on this one.
Out of bounds.
Jets 31, 1st and 10. Gaskin, Ingold with the block, the fullback into the near side, and then banged out of bounds.
Overall, he seems like a good playmaker. He's not an unbeatable corner, obviously, but he does a pretty good job of, getting to the ball, maybe preventing plays from happening. Popping the ball out a couple times there against the Ravens. Pretty decent ability to pick off the ball, though it could be a little better, I would say, On 12 pass deflections, I'd like to see a little more than 1 interception, So, overall, it's a pretty good pick. It's kind of a shame the 49ers didn't see that at the time, but it's to the benefits of a potentially up-and-coming team in the Jets. Then we have safety Marcel Harris, and as far as I know, Harris never really did very much in the NFL. Kind of a solid backup, as I remember. Yeah, pretty well just a solid backup. Plug him into games as necessary. Let him do a little bit of work. Doesn't do badly, doesn't do great, so it's just a good depth pick to have, and like Reed, I believe he has found his way to the Jets, where it doesn't appear that he'll be a starter, but it does appear that, like the 49ers, they may have some utility for him, whether it be in special teams or in just from the bench sort of playing. Though it does appear that he's been moved from safety to linebacker in recent years, so that could be an interesting thing to just kind of see what he does with that, if he can make that shift, because it's not easy to do that. Next, we have defensive tackle Julian Taylor, who didn't really do anything. 16 tackles, practice squatter, so, no. That's just the odd dud. But in the 7th round, they also had wide receiver Richie James. And James has potential to emerge as one of the Giants' more favorable targets now that he has kind of gotten his chance to do a little bit more. He's been a pretty good, somewhat of a safety blanket target, only 10 yards per reception, but, that's just how it goes sometimes. Very good catch rate, 57 out of 70 last year. So really, it's just all around pretty good pickup for the Giants to have. And so here we go. The final player of this class has the final highlight reel of this series of videos.
2nd down and 5. Jones flushed. On the run, throws, caught by James, and James lunging for...
Making it so tough with this crowd noise to communicate who they're supposed to block and where to direct this O-line.
Here comes the pressure. Jones to the air, caught by James, and Richie James has a first down to the 45. 6-yard pickup on 3rd and 5. Here comes a blitz on 3rd and long. It's picked up, so Jones has time to thread the needle. Best throw of the day from Daniel Jones finds Richie James for a first down. Back. A fake. A pass. If he can find somebody across his body, it's James again.
Well, that probably should have been intercepted.
In this half. Jones 4 carries, 24 yards, just 2 yards behind Barkley. Nice throw. Nice catch. Richie James for 14. Haven't been able to really get a lot going. It's better. They're building now. Jones flips and somehow got it to James. What a throw. What a catch. First down, Giants.
He doesn't seem to have the explosiveness that we've seen in the running game. 3rd and 12. Jones over the middle. That's an open Richie James, and that's a Giants first down. What a throw by Daniel Jones.
On the far sideline, but it looks like the trainers are tending to him.
He's got 9 catches for 100 yards. Jones is a man wide open. Richie James has his first ball of the day, and it's a big game.
These are valuable times.
Jones again over the middle. Caught. Touchdown. Richie James is in for the score.
He's as well respected a coach as there is in the league.
3rd down. Blitz coming. Jones gets rid of it. Good catch. And diving forward for a first down is Richie James. Like
I said, this is just a very good route running safety option. If you need a short yardage sort of play that could potentially turn into more, depending on how the defense does in tackling the guy, Richie James can do just fine. Honestly, I would say this is one of the receivers that if the Patriots got their hands on him, they might turn him into something scary, because we have a pretty long history of using receivers in the extremely good categories in terms of being able to play that sort of a football as a receiver. Wes Welker, Julian Edelman, guys like that. Just very, very good route running receivers that we made them a nightmare for defenses just because they were smart guys. So this guy should continue to be a good weapon for the Giants to have. So they should definitely keep him around. I think Daniel Jones will continue to enjoy his services. So that is not quite it for today, of course, though. I believe that I originally gave this class, I think it was an A+ that I originally gave this class. I did really like it. And considering that there are 3 starters, at least a valuable backup or 2, and Richie James, who's at least a tolerable number 2, number 3 sort of option at receiver, I'd say that I maybe knock this down to an A, but it's kind of right on the line there. I think there's enough here to justify an A+, or at least a very, very high sort of A. This is a good class. It's part of why the 49ers have bounced back from being a terrible team in the mid-2010s to being a Super Bowl contender in the NFC. And that is actually something that I called with this class, that this was going to start changing the 49ers' fortunes, and it has. The fact they haven't won a Super Bowl yet, in my eyes, really comes down to the coaching. I don't have a particularly favorable opinion of Kyle Shanahan as a head coach. I just don't. He's lost 2 Super Bowls by refusing to burn clock and run out the game, and with big leads on 2 quarterbacks that you shouldn't try to rub it in on. It's like, like a 13-point lead on Patrick Mahomes and a 25-point lead on Tom Brady. Lost both Super Bowls. You do not try and rub it in on guys like that, and that is the one fact of coaching that Kyle Shanahan just seems to refuse to learn. You don't do that in a regular season game. You damn sure don't do it in a Super Bowl. You play to win, and that is not playing to win. That is potentially giving your opponent a chance to get back in the game just by mistakes. It can still happen running the ball. You can get stopped. You can fumble the ball. There's plenty of things that can go wrong, but there's even more that can go wrong in continuing to throw the ball with huge leads. So, a little bit of a mini rant there. I'm done with that now, so that will be it for this video and this series on the 2018 NFL Draft. So, subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and share the video. Hit the notification bell so you can see when I upload next, and follow me on Twitter. So, I will see you next week.